I've always wanted someone to tell me that it gets better, and this is me telling you, whoever's listening, even if it's one person, that it does get better. I used to suffer from severe intrusive thoughts, and if anyone goes through OCD, and I'm not talking about OCD that you make sure your room's clean. No, it's like the mental OCD that ruins your life. Things that severe, I guess you can put depression into that category. I never thought I was gonna be making a video about this, but I just when I was going through this, I'm stuttering talking about it. I wish there was one person that told me that it gets better, and I want to be that one person to tell you that it does get better. It ruined my life. I was suffering from intrusive thoughts, OCD, about 3, 4 years ago. At this point, it's crazy how long it's been, and it came out of nowhere. I didn't even know what the word anxiety meant, and then randomly one night I remember all of this anxiety just started to fill my brain, bro. It consumed my life. It was internal thoughts. It was like your mind was on a loop, And for anyone that doesn't understand what intrusive thoughts are, like mental OCD, imagine like your worst ever fear. Imagine your worst ever fear, the thing that like literally like it would ruin you if it was true, And it can be something completely out of pocket, right? I'm not gonna tell you guys what my thought was, obviously, and I'm taking that to the grave, but your mind starts to think that that one thing that you're super fearful of is true. And you so scared of that being true reinforces your mind to continuously think about that thing, bro. It's like, oh, if you go through it, you know exactly what I'm saying, bro. And like the more you think about it, you start to look for evidence in your real world to prove that mental thing wrong, right? No, of course this is not the case, because look at this. And the more you try proving that mental thing, in your day to day, that the more you're reinforcing it to be something that has a stronghold on you. And I just never thought it was gonna end, bro. Genuinely, like, usually I can go to sleep, and this is for like, depressed people too. You go to sleep, you wake up and you're fine, right? Like you have a bad day, you can have a depressed feeling day, that's fine. But to go to sleep, wake up, and have that be the first thing, and then it consumes the rest of your day, and then go to sleep feeling that, wake up, and it's just continuously, not for days, but for weeks, but for months, but for a year, but for years. I thought it was never gonna end until it did. Until it fucking did. I really hope someone from my family doesn't see this video. I just hope that one person who needs someone to hear this sees it. But like, I never told anyone about this. But I went through this, man, and I got out. I used to go into Reddit forums, old Reddit forums, to see who has a problem similar to mine, because it's so niche. And I found that one person who's going through it. People go through this, these things for years, for years, thinking that they'll never, they'll never get out. And sometimes, bro, people take the most, the wrong way to get out of it, which is obviously, you guys know what I'm talking about. But you can't do that. You can't, bro, because it gets better. You get out of it. And now there's not a single day where I think about this. The thought that I had that consumed me for 2 years, it ruined the relationships that I had back then, bro. I don't even think about it. It's gone. I wish I can tell you guys how I solved it. I would like to think it was my extreme focus on a dream. I took my dream of making it as a musician and streamer very seriously. And I let that consume me instead of this thought. It's easier said than done. I completely understand. I get it, But I thought I could never get out, and I did. And I think that should be good enough evidence to the person listening that you could get out, bro. Going to the gym every single day helped. Quitting smoking helped, you know, because smoking ended up being the thing that amplifies these, negative thoughts. Going to the gym helped, bro. Yeah, man, and I tried everything. I genuinely tried everything. Cold showers, like plunges, like I tried everything. Wim Hof method, the breathing meditation, I tried everything. You can get out, bro. You can get out, and there's not. It will happen. Just don't give up on your life, because I'm here, bro, as evidence, genuinely, bro. So you got it, man. Trust me, bro. You got it.